Meet Yu, the ultimate virgin loser, hopelessly stuck in the friend zone with the school's biggest heartbreaker. But everything flips when his childhood friend, the quirky and blue-haired Himri, confesses her love. Suddenly, Miss Popularity's jealousy meter hits max, and she starts scheming to ride Yu's monster truck. It all begins at the school art fair. Yu desperately tries to sell 100 handcrafted accessories but can only move 5, thanks in part to his hideous mug scaring off customers. Feeling doomed, he thinks he's more likely to get a cat than hit his sales goal. Enter Himri, the blue-haired whirlwind who sold 27 items while Yu cried in the bathroom. She corners him, demanding why he wants to hit 100 sales. Yu confesses he wants to open a shop but figures he's too dumb for a real job. His parents give him an ultimatum: hit 100 sales or else. Himri laughs so hard she spills juice on him, calls him an idiot, then promises to help him clear out the remaining 68 items. Fast forward 2 years. Yu is still hustling flower-themed accessories through his family's convenience store. At school, Yu builds his private world, crafting with fierce ambition, while Himri pops in to annoy him relentlessly. Their friendship is full of playful banter and occasional wrestling matches. Yu fondly recalls tending to Himri after the art fair and gifting her a choker she still wears. Himri admits she stalked him for days, drawn to his passion for flowers. She even called in a favor with her brother, trading Yu's dull eyes for the promise that his eyes would always light up when working. Now, Yu asks about a talent agency that approached Himri, but she turned it down, choosing to help him grow his dream. She even jokes she'll marry him if he doesn't open his store by 30. Yu begs her not to joke like that. Her brother Hibari is already treating him like family. Himri quips the only way to break the bond is for Yu to marry someone else. But with a face only a mother can love, his chances are slim. She dares him to get outside more and get a shotty on his ding-dong. But he says he can't, especially with her always hanging around. Himri brags about never having trouble scoring, forgetting she's cute while Yu looks like a poorly drawn NPC. She spins a tale about being from a noble family and having to marry for political reasons, which Yu totally buys, until she bursts out laughing. At night, Yu returns to his only real companion, a cat named Duku, and recalls Himri saying she never met a guy interesting except him. Since they're both loners, Himri proposes marriage if they're single at 30. Yu plays it cool, saying he prefers a more modest girl, which makes Himri jump on his back, her first ever rejection. Later, Yu drops off batch orders to his sister Saku, who scolds him for not texting first. The next day, a guy tries to hit on Himri, but she shuts him down. She wonders if friendship between a guy and girl is real or just a way to ride his monster truck. She claims she's fine with Yu dating others but worries it'll be hard if they drift apart. Meanwhile, Yu spots a girl at the vending machine wearing a bracelet he sold 2 years ago. When it breaks, he steps up to fix it, though normally he's too shy to talk to anyone but Himri. The girl sternly asks what he wants, and Yu instantly melts back into wuss mode. During class, Himri bombards Yu with texts about the girl. He snaps at her, and the teacher tells him to leave her be. After class, Himri keeps pressing for details, but Yu can't remember selling anything to the girl. Then Yu's friend Makishima storms in, claiming Yu as his own, sparking a fight with Himri. Yu tells them to chill. They dated once but only because Himri was bored. Himri says Makishima had 5 girlfriends anyway and was the only one bullied for dating him. Makishima blames her for dating someone she didn't like. The bickering continues. Makishima asks about the girl Yu met at the vending machine. She appears, and Yu realizes it's Ren. Later, they talk about their long friendship, forgotten over their separate schools. Ren reveals she sometimes hung out with Yu since she's in his brother's class. 2 years ago, Ren's sister promoted Yu's flower stall, launching Ren's fashion icon status. Himri guesses Ren got the bracelet from her sister, which Yu agrees she probably doesn't know. They invite Ren to the workshop, where she presents a broken locket, demanding he fix it. Himri warns her to go easy on Yu, who's socially awkward. Ren plays polite but throws a tantrum when Himri puts a mirror in front of her face, revealing her frown. Himri teases her, grabs her by the face, and warns her not to push her luck. Himri starts squeezing Ren's assets, earning an even worse beating. Later, as Himri sulks, Yu finally focuses and fixes the locket. When he snaps out of his trance, he finds hairbands tangled in his hair, courtesy of Himri. They share a laugh. Ren thanks Yu and asks if they're dating. Himri says they've been best friends for 2 years. Ren admires Yu's passion and wonders if they'll always be friends when he stops working. Caught in a sudden rainstorm, Yu and Ren take shelter roadside. Rin opens up to Himri about a past one-sided love. When Himri asks for details, Rin reveals she's been secretly in love with the creator of the accessories she wears, and now knows it's Yuyu. Himri realizes she's not the only one who truly sees Yuyu for who he is, stirring her fears that their friendship might not last forever. The next day, Yuyu notices his cat munching away as he eats breakfast alone. He hasn't talked to anyone besides Himri in ages. Saku, his sister, walks in and comments that Yuyu looks like life has drained out of him. He confesses the Ren situation, and Saku advises him to channel more emotion into his accessories, like the despair of rejection, to stand out. Yuyu argues his sales are good, but Saku points out he hasn't had repeat customers lately. She reminds him of his promise to open his own shop by age 30 or risk taking over the family's convenience store. She even jokes about him possibly getting married soon, but Yuyu rushes out frustrated. Later in class, Yuyu reflects on Saku's advice, realizing change might be needed. Down the hall, Makishima intercepts Ren with a warning: no one gets close to Yuyu. Himri shows up and the two argue, but when some tennis club girls request Makishima's attention, he leaves. Himri laughs, recognizing the girls as the pick-me Twitch thoughts. Himri later finds Yuyu tending flowers in the garden and asks why he seemed so down. Yuyu shares his plan to add themes of passionate romance and rejection to his next batch of accessories. Himri is thrilled, urging him to follow Saku's advice since his main customers are girls. Curious, Yuyu asks Himri why she's so into romance. She brags about her popularity and stories of guys asking her out. She explains how girls want to kiss the boy they like and dream of becoming his wife. Himri asks what kind of girls Yuyu likes, but he honestly doesn't care. He admits he's never felt an urge to kiss anyone. So Himri offers to kiss him, for practice. Yuyu blushes hard, asking if she really sees him as a man. She laughs, insisting he's just her best friend. She admits she's never kissed anyone either and suggests trying together to understand romance better. Yuyu wonders if she's lost her mind, but Himri cuddles up, saying holding hands is like kissing without feelings. Then she confidently asks if he'd like to kiss her. Nervously, Yuyu closes his eyes just as she leans in. Suddenly, Himri bursts out laughing. She was teasing. When Yuyu tells her she's gone too far, she promises to make it up and asks him to clear his schedule on Saturday. Saturday arrives, and Yuyu rides with Hibari, who misses him and fondly recalls school days with Saku. Hibari praises Saku's brilliance and wonders if one of them might be adopted. At the mall, Yuyu meets Himri, who teases his rough fashion sense and urges him to match her energy. Yuyu complains Hibari rushed him, so he didn't bring anything nice. A surprise guest, the lovely Ren, joins them. Yuyu nervously asks about Makishima, but Ren says he's busy. Junior Yu thinks Ren might be a glitched NPC who loses dialogue options fast, as Himri prods him to think about new accessory batches and push himself. Ren offers to model for his next batch, which excites but also worries Yuyu. Himri believes Yuyu will warm up to Ren, revealing the photo shoots planned at Ren's confectionery shop. Yuyu worries about disruption, but Ren's mom approves the holiday timing. Ren leaves to check with her mom, and Yuyu asks Himri to be gentle. Himri jokes she's the shy one and promises they won't get anywhere without a push. Later, Yuyu shops for new accessories, picking tasteful items that Ren will like but watching her reaction closely. Ren assures him she's okay, but Himri calls Yuyu creepy just for fun, causing Ren to giggle. Noticing Ren's clear skin, Himri suggests focusing on that in the shoot and convinces Yuyu to ask Ren's permission. Yuyu leans in to fasten a delicate necklace, making Ren blush furiously. Himri comments on Ren's revealing dress and gives her a playful stern grab by the collar to cut the BS. They visit the florist, where Ren admires thick purple flowers but keeps her distance. Yuyu asks Himri for flower advice, and she picks roses, thorny but honest, like Ren. Himri heads off for drinks and secretly decides to set Yuyu and Ren up, believing the two truly understand one another. Yuyu apologizes for any awkwardness, but Ren says it's Himri's doing. Ren recalls school days when she was shy and used cookies to become friends with Himri, a feat Yuyu can't imagine. Yuyu asks what flowers Ren likes. She says big and thick, a line with more than one meaning. Yuyu picks a flower just as beautiful as Ren, a tulip. He explains its unique blooming style but quickly worries he's sounding like a total nerd. He admits he never had many friends and wasn't into sports or games, with people calling his flower obsession boring. Ready to retreat, Yuyu tries to leave, but Ren grabs his shirt, genuinely curious why he loves flowers so much. He suspects she's just being polite, but her eyes say otherwise. Yu shares how he adores the Queen of the Night, a rare flower whose scent drives his dedication. He recalls a day he got separated from family at a florist and found a crying girl who was lost like him. They searched for their parents together, and before parting, he gave her a flower she promised to wear every day, though it wouldn't last long. This event sparked his passion for flowers, symbols of fragile connection. Ren recognizes the flower as a hibiscus, recalling Yu telling that same girl that red suited her. Even though she hated red back then, she grew to love it. Ren realizes Yu's story matches her own past. They are that same girl and boy. Feeling their connection deepen, Himri leaves first, abandoning her drink. Yu calls to check on Himri later, but she doesn't answer. Ren warmly asks if Yu is comfortable exchanging numbers, and he nervously agrees. Meanwhile, Himri lies in bed, angrily throwing her phone aside. She remembers Ren saying the bracelet she wears was from her sister, linking Yu and Ren through fate. She realizes they haven't needed her help after all. Himri is happy for them but sad too. She's never seen Yu this happy before. Days later, Yu walks to school looking like a zombie, stunned by learning Ren is his first love from all those years ago at the florist. He repeatedly texts Ren but gets no reply until she suddenly says hi from across the shoe lockers. Ren insists on keeping a strict 3-meter distance at all times. Later, she sneaks up behind Yu, grabs his arm, and greets him warmly, leaving him awkward. Ren lures Himri out of hiding with cookies, leading to playful arguments between the two girls as Yu feels like a side character in his own life. Ren hands Yu cookies with intricate decorations, her only skill, and walks away. On the school roof, Himri jokes Yu's madly in love with Ren and tells her to leave them alone. Yu reminds Himri they aren't dating. Himri is shocked, having heard the whole story earlier. Yu pins her playfully against a fence, scolds her for dropping hints, and reprimands her for forcing a kiss. Himri blushes deeply, looking like she might lose her cool. Yu denies any romantic feelings, admitting Ren was his first love but isn't sure about his feelings now. Ren optimistically hopes she'll eventually ride his monster truck. Yu asks why the girls are acting weird, and Ren admits she texted Himri not to talk to her after learning she supported Ren's pursuit of Yu but tried to whisk him away to Tokyo. Ren wants to be best friends with both Yu and Himri, craving a 3-way dynamic. Later, Ren's thrilled watching the flowers blossom in vivid colors, while Himri glares, annoyed at how close Yu and Ren are getting. Yu, unfazed, declares he'll use the flower's hues to design the next photoshoot's concept. As Rin poses from every angle, Himri gets bored and suggests some classic Suzy poses, which Yu quickly shuts down, insisting she let him focus. Concentrating deeply, Yu realizes that since Himri and Ren both feel similar to him, he needs to find what makes them unique, and plans to use the Queen of the Night flower as a metaphor for Ren's captivating essence. Just as doubt creeps in, Himri whispers something mischievous into Ren's ear, causing Ren to glance back, a moment that triggers Yu's instinctive perfect shot. He knows immediately he's captured his best photo yet, a picture that seems to show Rin clinging to something deeply important. Rin jokingly asks if Yu has explored Himri's chamber of secrets. Himri laughs and starts chasing Rin around the room, stool in hand. Yu thanks Himri, calling the picture perfect. Walking home, he asks what she whispered. She keeps it secret, guessing it must be Suzy stuff. Yu plans to Photoshop the accessory more elegantly for the advertisements. While explaining his love theme, Yu notices Himri's jealousy, but she covers it up and eagerly asks him to take her picture too. For a moment, he considers it, but something inside says keep Himri close, protect their friendship above all.